Hello, everyone. Today we are with Devon of Bullard Exteriors, the man himself, the owner of the company, started from scratch, growing rapidly in the Atlanta area with a 10X mindset. Devon, thank you so much for doing the testimonial with us.
Hey, absolutely. Glad to be here.
So, Devon, tell me a little bit about your experience working with the SMB team.
SMB Team's been great. I think that probably the best way to put it is that they're the first, or you guys, since I'm talking to you, but you guys are the first marketing company that has actually performed for me. I've had a lot of bad experiences and wasted a lot of money, and you guys are actually the first company that I've seen positive returns from, which is awesome. I mean, it means a lot to my business.
Yeah. So tell me about your past experiences, because I remember when we met, we were at the bar. It was like some networking bar at this at the 10X boot camp from Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
And you immediately told me that you were like ripped off by maybe two marketing companies before?
It was, I mean, I went with one company for about 3 months in the very beginning, and not a single lead, close to $10,000, not a single lead. And then I went with another company that I made the mistake of signing a year-long contract with. And in total, I spent $51,000 with that company. And out of that $51,000, I got a website that did not get updated properly. It had the wrong information on it from day one, and I couldn't get them to fix it. I got Google ads. So we don't actually we offer interior and exterior painting services and roofing and siding and gutters and pressure washing, but we don't do the more artsy stuff. We don't do murals and stuff like that.
Oh, I remember this one.
I got a few calls for murals, and so I was like, why the hell am I getting calls for murals? So I looked in their system, and I found out that a good portion of my ad spend was going towards all the wrong things, and mural painting was one of them.
Ooh.
I said, I don't know how you get mural painting from roofing, but so long story short, ended up pulling out of that contract because it was just, we had to stop the bleeding somewhere. And after you and I talked, I thought about it for a few weeks, and I was like, you know what? Bill seemed like a decent guy. We connected well and all of that. And so I just decided to go with it and trust it. And since then, we've done a pretty good bit of business from the leads that have come in. We've been able to track and see everything. And you guys have always been great as far as communicating. So that's just a little bit about the past experience and kind of how I got in with you guys.
Yeah. So, it's interesting because you're definitely, there's a very small percentage of businesses that I think are our company's ideal client. And you're definitely one of them because I just wrote a book, on PBC principles, which I'll be sending to you probably next week.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, the physical printed version should be done soon. I should have it by boot camp. But the interesting thing that we notice in people who succeed long-term with their online marketing is they have a growth mindset. The biggest problem we have with people who want to work with us is that they kind of have flatlined mentality. Like they've flatlined in where they see their business going, maybe because of failure, because of repeated mistakes. And with you, it's always been a mentality of what's next, what can we learn from this, where can we double down, what did we learn here, what mistakes are we not going to make again. And it's been very pleasant and productive, quite frankly, for my team working with you, because they always, every time they talk to you, you're always looking for lessons learned rather than black and white. And it's pretty fascinating. The first couple of months, like really the first month, I wasn't happy with your campaigns. And the interesting thing was, we then used that as an opportunity to pivot into the local service ads, right? Mm-hmm. And the local service ads have really taken your results to another level. So tell me about your mindset there. Like, what can other business owners learn from your growth mindset in business and marketing?
Well, I'll kind of give two answers to that. The first is specifically when it comes to any form of online marketing. One thing that I do know is that it's not an overnight deal. I can't give you $1,000 right now and you give me, 10 customers tomorrow. That's not how it works. You got to learn a little bit about what your ads are going to do. You got to test that a little bit, and the things that work you keep, and the things that aren't working you get rid of. And so, my first month with you guys, I didn't get a ton of leads, but then the second month I got a little more. The third month I got a little more. And then we pivoted and do the combination of the local service ads and, the funnels as well. And both of them are performing well now.
Yeah.
So it's not a overnight flip a switch and all of a sudden you're rich kind of deal. It's just something that you have to consistently work at and get better at.
So,
and so that's my mindset with everything, with growth for myself, for the company, across the board. I do my best to learn, and I'm a little bit stubborn, so I tend to learn things the hard way or the expensive way, one of the two. And so I've started to try to mitigate that a little bit. And with that, I've brought in people that know what they're doing. So on the ad stuff, I've brought you in because I don't know anything about ads. I'm really good with a hammer. I'm really bad with a computer. It's very simple.
Yep.
On the business and the mindset, I read a ton. I read, books every day. I study every day. I learn. I watch interviews every day. I try to learn from guys that have gotten to where I'm trying to go.
Yep.
And follow that mindset and that mentality, because I don't know everything. And so, with all of that being said, I know that I'm trying to grow and go forward. I know that I want to build something that leaves a legacy, and, I don't get there by myself. So, working with people like you and your company, everybody over there at the SMB team, you guys all have that same mindset that I do. And so it's nice. It's nice to work with people that kind of know where you're going.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And so there's two things you hit on. Number one, you hit on results, which, ultimately that's the business that we're in.
Oh yeah.
One question that Tony Robbins asks businesses at his business mastery seminar is he always asks them, what's the business you think you're in and what's the business you're actually in? Like, for example, McDonald's thought they were in the hamburger business. They're actually in real estate business.
That's right.
Plus, we thought we were in the business of, pounding our heads against the wall, showing our clients how hard we work, which is one side of our business. But we realized at the end of it all, it's a results business, right?
That's right.
But aside from the results, which you've made clear are working for you, you said communication. And I know that we do, pretty detailed reports and we explain where we think things aren't working, where things are working. But what are some other things that has made you trust our expertise? Maybe aside from the results, is there something else that we're doing that's making you trust us?
I mean, personal check-ins is one. I mean, I get messages from you, from Dennis, and now from Ronnie, now that I'm working with you guys on the website side as well, just checking in, seeing how I'm doing. Hey man, is there anything we can help you with? Is there anything that we can do for you? How can we serve you?
Yeah.
And, that's powerful.
Yep.
That's actually something that I've tried to incorporate better into my business, kind of after seeing how you guys do it.
That's awesome.
So that has definitely increased the trust factor, because one thing, and this was from my past experience with other marketing companies, and with other, ads companies, is that the communication just wasn't there at all. And so if I had an issue, if something wasn't performing, if I wanted to make a small change on the website, whatever, I mean, it was a week-long process trying to get a hold of somebody.
Right.
If I send you guys an email at 8 a.m., I've got a response, 9 times out of 10 that same morning.
Yep.
And if it's not that morning, it's that afternoon, so it's, that's, that means a lot.
What's funny is, it's funny because that's one of the things that I hold everyone accountable for. This is why we're starting to open the hood of our business on our systems side. We have weekly meetings every week where we follow traction, and every single person who manages any account has to report their average response time, which we track through HubSpot. And we like to stay within it used to be a 1 hour response time, but we changed to a 2 hour response time because what we realized was, if we do it in the 1 hour time block, we could stop ourselves from doing something that's critical thinking. So we just check our emails every 2 hours, so that we can finish the task we're working on. So it's fascinating you're commenting on that, because I see it from the zoomed out perspective when we hold everyone accountable for response time.
Yep. No, that's huge.
Cool. So anything else about your experience with the SMB team?
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing where the future goes with it. I mean, from the start, I remember our first conversation. It was down there at the Turnberry. You basically said, "Look, I don't ask you to trust me for 12 months. I ask you to give me 90 days to prove it to you," and you did. So, like I said, I just moved my website over to you guys. At first, you guys were only doing ads as I was kind of testing the waters to see whether you were, kind of full of it or whether you were going to perform. And you guys did that. And so now, with the website moving over, we're just going to continue growing with you guys. I mean,
that's awesome.
That's the plan. So
that's awesome, Devon. Thank you so much for the time. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. This guy is doing things. He is not studying the 5% growth people. He is studying people who are doing exponential growth. And he is in the 1% of his industry where there are so many contractors who do not have the growth mindset that Devon has. So definitely reach out to him for mentorship if you are a contractor or starting a service-based business, because he is in that 1 percentile of people that will not tolerate anything but growth. So Devon, thank you so much for your time. And we look forward to expanding our relationship.
That's right. Appreciate it.
Thank you.